Welcome to another episode of More Than a Barber. I'm your host, AP, and you already know this is a podcast that helps inspiring barbers and beginner barbers level up their career by bringing you the best content and the best value. Listen, like and subscribe this episode because it's going to help you. Buckle up. We got a great conversation and a super dope, incredible guest. He's done amazing things for the barber industry. None other than my boy, Brandon Bufford. What's up, bro?
What's up, brother?
How you feeling, man?
Yeah,
It's all good, man.
for sure.
Finally got an opportunity, man, to talk to you and to get you in the studio and just have a dope conversation, man. So how's everything going with you, bro?
I'm blessed, man. No complaints.
That's what's
No
up.
complaints.
That's what's up, man. So, man, you know what's crazy is I've watched you and we talked offline. And I told you that you were the first barber that I got my hair cut before I went bald. Did you the first one to do my beard and do my hair, bro, in Arlington, Texas, man, when I moved to Dallas. And it's so crazy how time flies and to see the things that you're doing, bro.
Sure.
Absolutely. Yeah. So let's get into it, man. So you are obviously doing some amazing things. I mean, it's very obvious. People can just find you and see all the things that you're doing. But in terms of shop ownership and understanding how that whole process works, what would you say was your transition? How did you transition from just a barber to becoming a barbershop owner?
I think that because I had accomplished pretty much every goal I set out to do when I first started in the industry, I was probably about fresh out of high school. So I was about 19, 20. And, my goals fresh out of, was cutting, building clientele.
Yeah.
Then, of course, I wanted to cut the celebs, the athletes, all that kind of stuff. And then I got into that in my late 20s. And then I was no longer fulfilled. I was like,
Wow.
okay, I've cut him, I've cut them, I've
Yeah.
went there, did that. And I was like, it's not all what it's hyped up to be. After I done it, though.
Understood.
Before, that's the goal. Who you cut. It's amazing experience. So I want to take away from that for any young barber who's interested in cutting celebrities and the athletes and stuff like that. But once you get into it, you'll realize it's not what it's all hyped up to be. So I got to a point where I was like, man, I'm no longer fulfilled, and it's almost like I almost had a burnout.
Wow.
I had a burnout. And I feel like when I got an opportunity to open up a shop, the owner of the shop that I worked in passed away.
Wow.
So I knew the shop was about to go through a transition. And I was like, I had a client, man, who, my clients was like, B, what you gonna do? Where you gonna move around? So all of a sudden I had a client that, by the way, his name is Charles Smith.
Okay.
Former NBA player
Dope.
out of Fort Worth. They call him Spider.
Okay.
Very known in Fort Worth as Spider.
Okay.
He was asking me, man, won't you open up your own shop? And I'm like, I ain't got no money. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just looking around for another suite. Because that's why I was in at the time, a suite.
Okay.
So he came in again, maybe like a month or so. He was like, man, why don't you open up your own? I'm thinking like, bro, like
I ain't trying to do this.
I ain't got no money.
Right.
I ain't got the money to open up a shop.
Right.
So he like, man, start looking for a shop. And I was just like, oh, all right. You
Yeah.
know. At the time, man, I was stressed out kind of. Just like, man, I didn't want to leave the spot that I was in, but I was like, man, here it is. I got to find another location. You know how it is, find another location.
Right.
It's not as easy. So next thing you know, he so I go ahead and just start looking. I'm like, let me go look. It was almost like just, I ain't had nothing else to do that day. So I was like, let me just go look for, I had an ideal of the type of shop that I wanted to open up, but I didn't know where to start.
Okay.
No resources, no nothing. So I was like, all right, let me just get out here. I ain't got nothing else to do today. Let me go out here and look for something. I found something.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, this more like what I like. It was inside of an office building. Not a barbershop, not a typical traditional barbershop that you can just see driving by and, walk in. It's like, oh, okay. So found something. I was like, all right. When he came back, I was like, all right, I'm going to shoot it to him. I'm going to say I found a location. Now, I don't have no college experience, no business plan. I don't know how to do none of that. So I'm like, I don't know what he going to ask for. But it's like, hey, bro, I don't got all that. I come from the mud.
Yep.
So I never forget, man. He came in, got his hair cut. and he was like, I said, I want to show you something. You come get your haircut. I found a location, whatever. So he came and got his haircut. We left. I showed him the location, the office, but I just showed it to him, kind of shared my vision with him on what I would do.
Right.
Just
Just
all
off
here,
looking at
nothing on paper.
Yeah.
After I showed it to him, he was like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool. You know what I'm saying? Didn't really know him too much. Had been prior. I've been cutting him probably maybe 4 or 5 months.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we chilled in the parking lot, kind of talked, and he was like, never forget, man. He was like, you know how much you need to probably start. You know, I'm kind of like, no, I ain't really just. So all of a sudden, I just threw it out there, 10,000.
Wow.
You know, I just.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, he was like 10,000. He was like, all right, I'll be right back. He was like, chill right here or whatever. Came back, gave me 10 grand, and said, open up your shop. And I was like, dang. You know, I was like, man, just like that.
Wow.
So,
what was that feeling like, though, B? When you received 10
I know it was
grand?
God. I know it was God. It was the most money that I ever had ever.
Yeah.
You know, so I was scared, nervous, this, that, and this. But I had that hustle. I had that grind. One thing about me, like, because of my background, how I grew up and the things, it's how they say it ain't on me, it's in me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So no matter
right.
how things are going, man, I'm going to get it. You know, I'm going to get out there and get it. So I opened up the shop, 4 suites. It was 4 suites, you know, so I opened up my first shop, 4 suites. I kind of already had a reputation a little bit, people knowing that, you know, I've cut, you know, celebs, I've done this, that, and this. So I've kind of I had already done things prior to kind of build a reputation, little popularity, whatnot. I was kind of known a little bit.
Understood.
So I had people wanting to work with me. They was like, I want to work with him, because I think they saw my grind over the years. They saw me get it out the mud, and they was like, that was inspiring to them.
Yeah.
So I had people reaching out wanting to work with me. I didn't really have to do too much hustle and bustle to try to find people to work with me. Once I opened up a shop and I said I had suites available, capsules, like, hey, I'm gonna come work with you. But remind you, I only had 4. So it was me and 3 other people.
Got it.
So it was easy. It was kind of easy to get 3 people.
Yeah.
And like I opened up, started off big. So, you know, my guys that came and worked with me, you know, got in there with me, and I was doing everything that I can to put them in position to not put them on, but put them in position to win.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like it.
I was serving them, make sure they was good. So I had to fall back and more so become a servant and make it not about me. Now it's like, okay, now it's time to serve. You know what I'm saying? And then this is scripture in the Bible. I don't know the scripture exactly, but I know the scripture says, those of you who want to be great amongst thee must become a servant to all.
Right.
So I was like, I got to serve.
So
I was trying to make sure I served and make sure they was good, trying to make sure they needed what they had and this, that, and this. And as I saw them prospering, and then other people on the outside looking in saw like, dang, people coming to work with B, they doing good. He's doing this. And so I had more people wanting to come work with me.
Wow.
So then I got an opportunity to expand, to add more suites to it. You know, so I went from 4 to 7. Wow. So now we got like, all right, a couple of more suites. Then next thing you know, all right, B got some more people. Then next thing you know, so I just followed that. You know?
I got you. So essentially you had multiple locations, or multiple suites in that particular building.
Yeah. One of the guys next door to me at the time, he passed away. And the leasing agent was like, hey, Brandon, we got a spot next door if you want to take over this.
Wow.
It was 3, 4. I think 4 more suites.
Wow.
And then so we got permission by the city of Arlington, passed the permit, knocked down the walls, and added 4 more suites to it.
That's so dope.
So that was the first process. That was back in like 2015 to about 2018, within a 3-year span.
I got you.
Yeah.
7 barbers. Now it's dope because I like the fact that as a shop owner, I know I had at the time 7 guys managing and trying to implement, but it sounds like what you've done during that time, you've created such a space where guys were developing, they were growing, they were grinding, they saw what you were doing, and you inspired them. Once you got to that point of 7 barbers, what was the next play for you?
After the 7 barbers, I got an opportunity to open up a salon.
Wow.
So now I'm dealing with more women.
Okay.
So I got an opportunity to open up another salon. Same guy that invested in me, the 10 grand, I gave him back that within less than maybe like 2 years. So with that, he was like, dang, this cat already done gave me my money back, this, that, and this. So I didn't really want to open up a salon, but the opportunity was there, and I was like, I felt like stepping out on faith, I could do this. So all of a sudden, I reached back out to him for the resources.
Understood.
So it was a no-brainer. He was just like, yeah, you done already gave me this and some, so here go some more. So he invested in me again, and there it is. I opened up a salon, and then that was like a salon, 16. So 16 people for the salon, Yeah, so after the salon, it was like, all right, now I was kind of starting to be like, okay, yeah, this is getting serious. This is getting, because it was like over 20-some people. And I was like, yeah. And it was tough to transition, but all I thought about was serving.
Wow.
Just serve. That's all you gotta do. Just serve and let God do the rest. Serve.
I like it. Let me ask you this, because I did not realize that you had all those individuals, serving under you, working with you, if you will. How did you manage multiple locations?
Well, up to now, I have 50-some people, right?
Wow.
But the transition, and I guess we'll talk about that. Like right now, I have over 50-some people.
Wow.
But to go back then, it was more so when I first started, I tried to do it all. I was cleaning social media, all the pages, and trying to run my own brand, and trying to take care of my clients, and trying to, and I never forget, I was just like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
This too much.
Yeah.
So then I learned, and Bishop Jakes taught this, you have to start delegating responsibilities to others.
That's right.
But the thing that I think a lot of self-employed professionals do, and well, they have a struggle doing and transitioning over to business ownership. A self-employed person it's all about self. You're self-employed, so it's all about you.
Wow.
And when you're self-employed, you come to a business ownership, you don't want to be a business owner competing with the people that you have to serve. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to look at them as your competition. They don't want to look at you as competition. You want to have it to where everybody feels like nobody knows the owner. We don't know who it is. They don't know who it is. And I tell all the professionals that work in my shops, don't let nobody know who I am. Some of the professionals that work in my barbershops and salons have never met me. Wow. Have never met me. Been working there for, months and years, have never met me, because I realized you have to delegate responsibilities to others. So I start having managers. I start having a company that runs my social media. I start having cleanup crew. I start delegating responsibilities to others so that I can focus on what I'm good at doing, and that's visionary. I get paid to think, not do. So at first I was just doing a lot. I'm doing social media. I'm cleaning. I'm taking care of clients. And then next thing you know, I'm child, and it was just too much.
Understood.
So I was like, look, another mistake that I would share with especially young entrepreneurs: do not create a lifestyle before you build your business. A lifestyle meaning the house, the cars, the just a lifestyle, because just like any other business, man, it fluctuates. It's up and down. Just like we had the pandemic, nobody expected that to come. But if you already have a expensive lifestyle, it can hurt your business if you're not humble enough to let go of some things. Meaning, I had a Mercedes. I let go of the Mercedes so that it wouldn't hurt the professionals in my shop, me trying to keep up with this expensive car note and all the stuff that I'm having. Wow. So I let go of the Mercedes, and I'm back driving my 2007 Lincoln Navigator that I'm in now. And I had a 2023 GT Mercedes Benz, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got to let this go before it hurt the shops, the professionals. And I don't mean the shop, the building, the professionals.
Understood.
I've had to downsize my lifestyle so that others won't suffer. So when it comes down to them needing something or help from me, not financially.
Understood.
I can sacrifice to make sure everybody else is good. You know, because Brandon, I'm not living in a 8-story bedroom. I don't have 4 or 5 cars. I'm not living a lifestyle that I can't keep up. You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
So therefore, I'm able to still make sure my managers are good, still make sure that the professionals that work in my shop are good, because I'm making sure that I'm doing everything to put them in position to win. Even though on the outside looking in, I may look like I'm winning, but sometimes I'm not winning and they're winning. Sometimes I'm not winning and they're winning. I'm not winning the way I want to win,
Yeah.
but they're winning. And because they're winning, I'm good. I'm good. They good, I'm good. Because I come from the mud.
Understood.
So it ain't nothing for me to, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't got to keep the car. I don't got to keep the, you know, so when they're good, and that's what makes me more fulfilled. So I've just delegated responsibilities to others, man. I got my managers, they hold it down. They do, for each manager at that particular shop, I go through them. Well, they go through me and I go through them to make sure that shop is good. So any other professionals, so let's say, B, how do you manage having 16 people at one location? Well, all these 16 people don't have access to me. At another salon where I have 30-some people, they don't have access to me. The manager, if something needs to be done at that particular shop, the manager comes to me and be like, hey, B, we got this, we got that, we need this, we got that. And they know to only come at me about something that the owner has to take care of. If it's anything that, put it like this, whatever you would do if I didn't live here, do it. That makes sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
If I lived in another state and you calling me about something that I can't do, you do it.
So they have to take the initiative to just take ownership.
And if you're not understanding of what to do, that's when you call me. Hey, B, I got a situation where
right.
I'm just getting your opinion on this before I do this. Okay, yeah, I can do that. That's a phone call.
That's easy. You're right.
You know, but if it's something that, you know, you do it. And my managers know they do that. And then, you know, you got social media. You know,
absolutely.
I have companies run my social media accounts. You know what I'm saying? So they run my social media account. You pay them monthly, and they do the flyers, they do the posts, they do all that. So that's off me. So that's what makes it. This is the team that kind of puts it together. I'm behind the scene. I'm kind of like, you know, again, I don't want to be the face of my shops. So
impressive. When you talk about just delegating, and different ones are in the shop, different ones are attracted to the movement, the brand. How do you, in fact, attract these particular professionals?
Men lie, women lie, energy don't. A lot of times people get on podcasts, people get on social media, and whether it's about business, relationships, whatever it's about, your energy don't lie.
I love it.
All right? When I came in this room, these brothers, when I shake their hand and everything you have going on, whatever energy they felt is what it is. I can't put on, because my energy is not gonna lie.
The truth gonna come out.
My energy not gonna lie.
Right.
So therefore, I focus so much on that internal.
Yeah.
You know, that when I get in people's presence, or when they do meet me, or they do see the culture of my shop, it's a reflection of me, and people want to be a part of that. Because my presence is not needed for somebody to feel the culture of my shop. My presence is not needed.
That's a bar.
You know what I'm saying? My presence is not needed. It's a culture that's set. And I already know, and my managers know, if a person fits the culture. What is the culture? It's what be done already. The foundation is laid. So you can't come in my shop doing what you want to do and how you want to do it. Now, when you come in there, you feel the culture. You're like, oh, this is different. And then the people who have tried to test the culture,
gotta go.
It don't work. Yeah, they like, I don't like the way they do things around here. It's like, oh yeah, this gonna make you level up, step your game up. This is not that. Wherever you came from, it's not that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They like, dang, everybody on the court, everybody like, dang, ooh, like, you know.
Yeah.
And I ain't even met the owner. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So. I like what you said about the culture of the business, because it is important. It's important to have the culture set from a manager, from an ownership perspective, because a lot of barbers that you run into. Oftentimes, they just want to do what they want to do. I want to get this spot. I want to make my money. You talked about a lifestyle that they want to live. They want to attract a certain, or even look like they have a certain lifestyle. And so I like what you're doing as it relates to you built that culture to where it'll stand out if you don't fit the culture. Yeah. It'll stand out. Yeah. When it comes to that, you didn't build like a barbershop. You actually built like a brand. How did you rather build your brand, and how did you teach those that are working with you to build their brand and not just try to build clientele?
Okay. First, of course, it was just all about barbering. I think in my early 30s, I'm 41 now.
Okay.
Right? So in my early 30s, I knew that I questioned why barbers wasn't able to do what I do. And even though I was trying to get them to do, and then I realized it's like, B, your talent is barbering, your business is gift. I mean, your gift is business. It's like somebody who know how to cook, but they can't run a business.
Yikes.
Right? Yeah. Just because you know how to cook don't mean you can run a food truck or a restaurant. You may need to stay in the back and just cook. Some people mix the two. Some people feel like, well, because I'm a good barber, because I'm a good hairstylist, then I can run a barbershop. I can run a salon. No, that's two different lanes.
Understood.
So I realized that I had the gift in business. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I realized I have a gift in business because I make business decisions, not barber decisions. Barbers just focus on just building clientele or just cutting. You can only cut so many heads a day.
Yeah.
And then depending on, if you got family, if you got, time is your greatest asset. So,
100%.
I was in the chair from 8 to 8 or 11, 12 at night paying the customers paying the after hour price and all. I've done that. You get burned out. You're like, man, it's only so many, So from a business standpoint, I said, first of all, let me get the look. So I did the low budget look. I said, let me just do a photo shoot in a suit, right? I think at the time I got a suit, maybe dealers made something.
Yep.
I didn't understand suits at the time, even though I have my own suit line now. But I'm talking about 15 years ago. I did a photo shoot in a suit, and I started cleaning my social media page up because I wanted people to start looking at me as a businessman than a barber.
Got it.
Because when people see you as a barber, anything you try to do outside of barbering, they don't take you serious. They just look at it like, here you go again. Wow. He just, like, bro, you just cut hair. They look at you, you just cut hair. You just do hair. Here you go trying to do all this other stuff. Yeah. I don't see you as a business person. I just see you as a person that cuts hair. So I was like, okay, let me clean my social media page off and let me start branding myself, or let me start putting myself out there as a businessman. So when I started putting myself out there as a businessman, I started with the look, the suits. I changed how I dress. I started cutting it more so of a uniform, and then I wasn't really coming in my regular clothes. I was coming in like a uniform, just on a low budget. Just let me wear a smock, name on it, something with some business stuff.
Right.
I know it's too hot, so I'm not coming in long sleeve shirts, ties, and all that kind of stuff. That's cool, but however you want to do it. And then next thing you know, I start posting. And I've done so much to my social media page over the year based on where I'm at, but I start posting more about business than just haircuts. Cause it's like, how many taper fades do you got to see to know I can do a taper?
Yeah.
How many more mohawks how many more? So I was just like, if you go through, my page, it was just like number haircuts. So I had to clean all that off, start marketing myself as a businessman, start going to business conferences, doing what I'm doing, business books, marketing, but just all kind of stuff. And I realized one book that I read, and I would encourage everybody to get this because I do tell service industry professionals to get this. It's called Book Yourself Solid. That's a book. Book Yourself Solid by Michael Port. Okay. And that's one book that I've read because we don't have enough time to just go into too deep into it. Book Yourself Solid by Michael Port. And it helps you to understand how to build a brand. And then when people start seeing me as a businessman, as I start doing things outside of just barbering, I had already had kind of like that reputation built up. Now, like, okay, like he looks like a businessman. He has businesses. He like, so people start like, oh, okay, yeah, he the truth.
Yeah.
He's a businessman. Because some people don't even know I cut hair. Some people are like, oh, he cut hair this time. I'm like, yeah, I've been cutting hair 20 years.
Yeah.
You know, but they don't see me as a barber. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
They see me as a businessman.
Businessman.
Yeah. So anything that I do now with the supplements, the suits, the everything, because my brand is more so I'm the man to go to when you want to change your image. When you want to upgrade your image, any man, when you want to upgrade your image, I'm talking about really upgrade your image. Whether it's corporate America, whether you work corporate, whether you're an entrepreneur, whether you're whatever, I'm the guy to get at. You know, like
So dope.
somebody have they like, okay, it could be something simple as, man, I got a new job where I'm about to be, you know, doing my perception needs to be a little better in how I look and this, that, and this. I need you to help me get right. If whether it's changing my haircut, cutting my beard off, keeping it, what should I do? How should I dress? Brandon is the guy to get at.
You literally like a consultant.
Yeah, I'm the guy to get at. When you want to upgrade your lifestyle as far as like your image, your look, even if it's for a wedding, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
If you need to get right, holla at B. That's my personal brand.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the personal brand.
So, man, you got a lot going on, Beryl. You got employees. You got working professionals, should I say, working with you. You're cutting. You are, you know, basically doing the whole suit line. I mean, you got a lot going on. How do you balance everything out, man?
I keep the main thing the main thing. Like, it's simple. Years ago, probably about 6 years ago, in spite of the success with whether it was the celebs or this, I didn't want to be known for he's such and so-and-so's barber or he's this. Like, I didn't want to be known for any of the accolades, right? So I asked myself, you know, what lifestyle do I want that I can stay consistent with that's not that hard to manage?
Right.
You know, I'm a father, so I knew that the most important thing that I could give my son was my time. So I set out to say, you know what? I'm going to change my hours. I'm about to start working out. I'm going to get in the gym as I'm getting older, you know, whatever. I'm getting in the gym, this, that, and this. So my lifestyle is kind of simple. I knew how I wanted to look. In a sense, I had an ideal of I want to look fit.
Sure.
I want to look like when somebody see me, they can tell I work out. You know, I ain't have I want to weigh this much. I just knew that throughout my life, 35 and up, I want to look like I work out. I want to look like I'm fit. I want to, and then I want to make sure I give my son much time as I possibly can. So what that looks like is I take my son to school every morning. I pick him up in the afternoons. During that time from school, from maybe like 7:30 to 3, I have time to work out, handle business. Remind you, I don't get paid to do. I get paid to think. So therefore, anything that needs to be done, whatever I'm thinking, I need to delegate those thoughts to people on my team to make sure things get done so that everybody else is good. Pick up my son, spend time with my son, do whatever, this, that, and this. Take care of a couple of clients. My hours are set. These are the only days you can get in. This is the only time I'm working. And I base my lifestyle on that.
Wow.
Just on that. If I can't get it, whether it's a new car, a new house, whatever, if it's gonna change my lifestyle from looking like the way that I want to live like this, I don't want it.
Jeez.
I don't want it.
So you literally have a system. And
I literally have a system. My lifestyle is, and that's the way it's gonna be. Like, I'm not about to, if that makes sense, I'm not about to go out here and let's just say I want to get a new car. I want to get a new house, whatever. If it's gonna take time away from my son, or time away from me working out or my lifestyle, I don't want it yet.
Jesus Christ.
I don't want it. Yeah, I don't.
Not too many people talk like that. Not too many barbers, not too many professionals, entrepreneurs talk balance like that.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's just based on your moral compass, on your values.
Right.
Some people value a certain lifestyle.
Understood.
I value my time. I'm good on my time.
Absolutely.
I want my
Your time is everything.
I don't want nobody to have, my time, like, because that's how I look at wealth, though. See, I look at wealth as the more time I have, the more wealthy I am.
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying?
Understood.
You know, you can find somebody that's wealthy and don't drive an expensive car, don't live in an expensive neighborhood, doesn't, you know what I'm saying?
Understood.
But they wake up and do what they want to do, when they want to do it, and how they want to do it.
Absolutely.
That's wealthy.
That's wealth. Yeah.
Then you got people that have the house, the cars, the whatever, all these responsibilities. They don't have no time though. They have no time. Don't have no time for their kids. Don't have no time. Now they'll pay for all the activities in the private schools and this, that, and this, but they're not in no games. They're not involved in no school. They always gone. Daddy gone, daddy gone, daddy gone. Daddy at work, daddy at work, daddy at work. Nothing wrong with that if that's the life that you choose to, you know. But I'm more so, we ain't living in the nicest, most expensive or this, that, and this, but I know he taking me to school. I know he gonna pick me up. I know he's spending time with, like, you know what I'm saying?
He can bank on it.
Yeah.
He can bank on it.
Yeah.
Man, I'm impressed with that. And not only that, bro, it's helping me to see things from a different perspective. I've been, like I stated at the top of the interview, been trying to reach out and just really lock in with you because I see you from afar. And to see what you're doing and to hear the way that you think. Like you said, you get paid to think. That's different.
Yeah.
That's different.
But that's my gift.
Understood.
Yeah,
Understood.
that's my gift. I get paid to think.
Understood.
You know,
Understood.
You have to have time to think.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you don't have time to think, then there's a quote. It says, he who works all day has no time to make money. You get it?
I get it.
If you working, you ain't thinking. You working. You ain't really thinking too much because you working. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not working, laboring, and you thinking, you know, most people think, especially self-employed, or especially, you know, it's like, if you're not working, it's like you could be reading a book. You could be listening to an audio book.
Yeah.
You could be working out. You could be doing something that is creative, and then next thing you know, when those thoughts come into your mind, you can write it down. You can get in your pen and pad. You can get on your phone. You can, you know, and then next thing you know, those thoughts will eventually, if you continue to think about them and, you know, start feeling the thoughts and all that stuff spiritually, then they'll manifest.
They will.
You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have time to think.
So dope, man. How can they follow you, bro? How can they get it locked in with what you got going on social or anything you got?
Instagram, I am Brandon Bufford.
Yeah. Look, that's it.
Instagram, I am Brandon Bufford. Yeah, that's it.
That's dope.
Instagram, I am Brandon Bufford.
And before I let you go, because I know you got to move around, you got things to do. Before I let you go, what would you encourage anybody watching, particularly inspiring barbers, beginner barbers? What would you encourage them before you head out?
Barbers, in particular.
Yes, sir.
Is get in a environment and a culture that inspires you to grow. Be around other barbers who are positive. Be around other barbers. Humble yourself and be around other barbers who inspire you to be great. Get in those environments. Like, a lot of people be looking for cheap rent and all that kind of stuff. It's just like, man, you get what you pay for. Get in a culture around barbers who make you step your game up. You know, they inspire you. Not me, just as the owner or whatever, you know, not like, you know, other barbers that you work with.
Yeah.
You know, and also I will say this, because let's talk about a little money thing. Your business, your money, and what you do, let's change the perspective. This is God's business. This is God's money. God, what is it that you want me to do with the resources you've blessed me with? Become a servant and a steward over God's resources. Treat your money, your business, and everything like it's God's and you're his manager, so that when it comes to the money, if God's seeing you being a great steward over his money that he's blessed you with, he'll give you more. If he see you being a good steward over the businesses, he'll bless you with more businesses. A lot of people think it's about the grind. It's about the, nah, bro. Give it to God. These are your clients. This is your business, your suite, your shop, your money, your everything. What is it that you want me to do, right? Show them that you put them first by your actions. meaning discipline.
Mm-hmm.
God, this how much I made this week. Or I'm not going to say this how much I made this week. God, I'm going to start giving $100 a week. Whether it's to a church, whether it's to help somebody, whatever. He'll let her. I'm going to start at $50, start at $25, start at something. Mm-hmm. The money, it doesn't matter. It's the heart. Yeah. I'm going to start taking $50 out of my cuts or whatever. And I'm going to just put it to the side and I'm going to give it. God, who do I give it to? You could be at Smoothie King. Sure. And you finna order your smoothie and there's some people behind you. You got that 50 already you put to the side. It's in the account or wherever you got it in your pocket. Right. Hey, I want to pay for everybody's smoothies. Men, women, kids, it don't matter who it is. I want to pay for everybody's smoothies. The amount come out to be whatever. Right? Hey, God bless everybody. Right. I'm gone. Got my smoothie. I'm gone. Next thing you know, you start with that 50. You start with that. You work your way. That 50 may turn into 60, and then 60 may turn. But the thing is, get disciplined with it. Every week, I'm going to set $100 to the side, $50 to the side, whatever, and just start giving it. So that when God do bless you to where you making a certain amount of money, you already have the habits and the discipline of giving. So it's nothing for you to give the 500, the 5,000, the 10,000, because you started at 10. But see, if you don't start small,
come on,
it's gonna be people. Oh, when I get, I'm gonna be. You ain't gonna get nobody no $10,000. You ain't gonna get nobody no. It's hard for you to get somebody $100. Let alone start at 20, start at 50, wherever you are. Just God, what amount? Set $50, and I'm gonna just give it. Just whoever. It could be gas. It could be church. It could be whatever. You know, it could just be somebody random in your phone. You just send it to Apple Pay $50 and say blessing or whatever. Dang, bro, I got what's oh man, I just wanted to bless you, bro. Oh man. Dang.
Especially in this day and time, like, man, you good.
Because as God start giving you more and you already have the discipline to be giving like that, next thing you know, you're gonna look up and you giving hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, that, and this. And it's not like, hey, I'm about to give up. You've been doing this. You've been doing this for years. So it's not going to be, you know what I'm saying? It's like, dang, then people on the outside looking in, they're like, dang, why this brother so blessed? Why he's so, but see, you don't see the little stuff that, you know.
Behind closed doors.
100%. You don't see the, you know what I'm saying? You're like, dang, why all these people working? These are God's shops. These not mine. I'm just his steward. These are, like, you know, this is God's money. This, you know what I'm saying? Jesus. Have I fell short sometimes and got off track of doing certain things? Is that? Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course. I've made mistakes. I've mismanaged God's resources, but he get me back on track, you know. But I've encouraged every barber to do that, you know. Yeah.
Brandon Bufford, the one and only. Make sure you follow him, man. I'm a fan of what you're doing, bro. Thank you for coming today. I appreciate your time. Absolutely, man. Make sure you follow him and make sure you share this episode because we are getting ready to come with you with more content. Let's go.